Hello everyone. Welcome to second lecture of first module. In this lecture we are going to study primes and their distribution. These are some of the topics which we are going to discuss in this lecture. Prime counting functions, the sieve of Eratosthenes, statement of prime number theorem, and then Goldbach conjecture. What are prime numbers? An integer p greater than 1 is called a prime number if it has only two divisors, 1 and itself. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, they are prime numbers. An integer greater than 1 that is not a prime is called as composite number. For example, 4, 6, 8, 10, they are few composite numbers. These are some of the important results related to prime numbers. If p is a prime number and p divides ab, then p divides a or p divides b. Second, if P is prime and P divides the product of A1, A2, A3 up to An, then P divides AK for some k lying between 1 to n. Third says that if P, Q1, Q2 and Qn are all primes and P divides the product of Q1, Q2, Q3 up to Qn, then P divides Qk for some k. Twin primes. Pairs of successive odd integers p and p plus 2 that are both primes are called twin primes. For example, 3, 5, 5, 7, 41, 43 are some of the twin primes. A twin prime is a prime that has a cap of 2. This is the latest twin prime which have been found. It has 388,342 decimal digits and it was discovered in September 2016. Next, we have Mersenne primes. In mathematics, a Mersenne prime is a prime number that is 1 less than a power of 2. Like mn is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1 for some integer n. And a prime of this form is called a Mersenne prime. For example, if we take different values of n, let us see what is the value of mn. If we take n is equal to 1, then 2 to the power 1 minus 1 is 1. It is not a prime number, so no. 2 square minus 1 is 3, it's a prime number, so yes, it's a Mersenne prime. 2 cube minus 1 is 7, which is prime, so it's a Mersenne prime. 2 to the power 4 minus 1 is 15, which is not a prime number. 2 to the power 5 minus 1 is 31, which is a prime number. Yes, it's a Mersenne prime. 2 to the power 6 minus 1 is 63, it's not a prime. 2 to the power 7 minus 1 is 127. Yes, it's a Mersenne prime. So we can find a number is a Mersenne prime or not. What is the largest Mersenne prime? As of February 2020, 51 Mersenne primes are known, and this is the largest known Mersenne prime. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It says that every positive integer n greater than 1 that can be uniquely represented as a power of primes. For example, 20 can be written as 2 into 2 into 5, product of primes. 20 can also be written as 5 into 2 into 2. So both are giving the same result. So we say that this representation is unique apart from the order in which the factors occur. So the ordering of these numbers does not matter. This is the corollary of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It says that any positive integer n greater than 1 can be written uniquely in a canonical form. This is called canonical form, where we are writing n as different powers of different primes. p1 to the power k1, p2 to the power k2, and so on, pr to the power kr. For example, 360 can be written in this canonical form, 4725 can be written in this canonical form, and 17460 can be written like this. Next we have the sieve of Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes was a Greek mathematician. He gave a method for finding all the primes below a given integer n. So what we do in this method? Let us write all the numbers from 2 to 100. Then 2 is a prime number, so all the numbers which are multiples of 2 will not be prime numbers. So let us cancel all those numbers. We will cancel 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, all the even numbers. Then 3. 3 is a prime number, so all the multiples of 3 will not be prime numbers. So we will cancel 6, 9, then 12, then 15, and so on. After 15, the multiple of 3 is 18, but you can see that 18 is already cancelled when we were cancelling the multiples of 2. So we will see that when we are cancelling the different multiples of different numbers, then some of the numbers have already been cancelled. So at last, when we have cancelled all the multiples of different prime numbers, then we are left with total prime numbers in this range 2 to 100. So this method was given by Eratosthenes. So it goes like this. We write down the integers from 2 to n. Here we were taking only 2 to 100. Write down the integers from 2 to n in their natural order and then systematically eliminate all the composite numbers by striking out all multiples of 2p, 3p, 4p of the primes p less than equal to 10. Then we are left with the primes only. These integers do not fall through the sieve. But we can do this method only for a small set of numbers. When we have lakhs and crores of numbers, then doing this thing is a little cumbersome. Now, is there a largest prime number, or do the primes go forever? Euclid was a mathematician who gave the answer to these questions. This theorem was given by Euclid, which says that there are infinite number of primes. So what was the idea of Euclid to prove this theorem? Given any finite list of prime numbers, one can always find a prime that is not in the list. So we can say that the primes are infinite. Next, we have a very important conjecture called the Goldbach conjecture. In 1742, the Prussian mathematician Christian Goldbach wrote a letter to Leonhard Euler in which he proposed this conjecture. It says that every even integer greater than 2 is the sum of two prime numbers. For example, 4 can be written as 2 plus 2, 6 can be written as 3 plus 3, 8 can be written as 3 plus 5, 10 can be written as 3 plus 7 or 5 plus 5. So we are writing them as the sum of two prime numbers. This is the more general form of conjecture. It says that every even integer greater than 4 can be written as the sum of two odd prime numbers. So 6 is equal to 3 plus 3, 8 is equal to 3 plus 5, 10 is equal to 3 plus 7 or 5 plus 5, and so on. In this version, we are saying that every even integer greater than 2 is the sum of two prime numbers. And here we are saying two odd prime numbers. So this was the difference. This conjecture has been tested up to this range, 4 into 10 to the power 14. Goldbach's conjecture is one of the oldest unsolved problems in number theory and in all of the mathematics. This conjecture has not been solved till date. It has not been proved till date. And it has not been disproved also. So it's a conjecture. Next we have prime number theorem, proved by Jacques Hadamard and Charles Jean de Vallée-Poisson in 1896 using ideas introduced by Bernard Riemann. It described the asymptotic distribution of the prime numbers among the positive integers. It formalizes the intuitive idea that primes become less common as they become larger by precisely quantifying the rate at which this occurs. According to the division algorithm, every positive integer can be uniquely written in one of these forms: 4n, 4n plus 1, 4n plus 2, 4n plus 3. We can see that number of this form, 4n and 4n plus 2, they are even, and 4n plus 1 and 4n plus 3, they will be odd. So we know that all the primes are odd except 2. So integers of the form 4n plus 1 and 4n plus 3, they will give odd primes. So whenever we are talking about odd primes, that will be either of the form 4n plus 1 or of the form 4n plus 3. Let us see this when we are taking a specific range up to 89. So let us see that what is the existence of primes of the form 4n plus 3 and 4n plus 1. So up to 89 we find that numbers of the form 4n plus 3 are these numbers 3, 7, 11, 19 and so on to 83, and numbers of the form 4n plus 1 are 5, 13, 17, 29 up to 89. So you might think that primes of the form 4n plus 3 are more abundant than are those of the form 4n plus 1. Actually, there are infinite number of primes of the form 4n plus 3 as well as 4n plus 1. This theorem was given by Dirichlet. If A and B are relatively prime positive integers, then the arithmetic progression A plus B, A plus 2B, A plus 3B and so on contains infinitely many primes. And there is no arithmetic progression that consists solely of prime numbers. The longest progression found to date is composed of 23 prime numbers is given by this. Let us see this theorem. If all the n greater than 2 of the arithmetic progression p, p plus d, p plus 2d up to p plus n minus 1 into d are prime numbers, then the common difference d is divisible by every prime q less than n. It has been conjectured that there exist arithmetic progressions of finite length composed of consecutive prime numbers. For example, 47, 53, 59. This is a arithmetic progression consisting of 3 primes, and this one is a arithmetic progression consisting of 4 prime numbers. Most recently, a sequence of 10 consecutive primes was discovered in which the common difference is 210 and the smallest prime number has 93 digits. An arithmetic progression consisting of 11 consecutive primes is out of reach till date. If we remove this restriction that the primes in the arithmetic progression are consecutive, in these arithmetic progressions we were talking about consecutive primes. But if we are leaving this condition that the primes are consecutive, then the string of 11 term arithmetic progression can be easily found, and this progression is given by this. Mathematicians have tried for centuries to find a formula that would give every prime number or filling this a formula that would produce nothing but primes. That means we need to find a function fn whose domain is the non-negative integers and whose range is some infinite subset of the set of all prime numbers. It was widely believed years ago that the quadratic polynomial n square plus n plus 41, this gives only the prime values. But in 1772, Euler proved it wrong. The function fails to give consecutive prime numbers at n is equal to 40 and n is equal to 41. F of 40 gives square of 40, so it's not a prime number. And f of 41 gives 41 into 43. F of 42 gives 1847, which is again a prime number. Gn, this is a different function. Gn given by n square plus n plus 27941 is another such quadratic polynomial, and this Gn is prime for 286129, this much of values. No polynomial of the form n square plus n plus q is prime, can do better than Euler polynomial. This polynomial is considered to be the best polynomial if we are talking about consecutive primes. The polynomial Hn given by this, it was found in 1988 and it produces 43 distinct prime values for n is equal to 0 to 42. The current record holder in this record is this polynomial Kn given by 36n square minus 810n plus 2753, which gives 45 primes. Largest known prime number. The largest known prime number as of January 2020 is given by this, and this number has 2486204, this much of digits when written in base 10, and it was found by Patrick of the Great Internet Mersenne Prime Search GIMPS in 2018. Friends, there are several celebrated, still unresolved conjectures about prime numbers in number theory. This is the reference which I have used in this lecture. We have taken chapter 3 from this book.